Good evening, everyone. Happy August 1st. We're in August now. It's pretty crazy. I'm Candice Lee from Candice Lee Fired Up, independent Epicure consultant and meal prep whiz. And tonight is my live here talking about how you can travel Epicure-wise or Epicure style to either save yourself some cash, save yourself from eating out every day, save yourself from the things that people put into food that you may not want to eat because you don't like eating out, or simply time. You could be saving yourself some time, not having to go out and find food and that kind of thing. So I travel quite a bit for my job, and also because I love to travel. So there's multiple things about traveling. When I go to my office on the West Coast, I do get a hotel room that has a microwave. Hi, Asha. Microwave, a fridge, usually a kettle, or it's one of those. Actually, it usually comes with a kettle, but also one of those little coffee pot things. We call them. Anyway, the single pod things, which I never use, so I can't remember what the names are. So I usually try to get a hotel room that has that, and this way I can easily store food that I can get at a grocery store. There's one usually pretty close or walking distance. So those are like a few things you would need to do if you're traveling. Make sure that your hotel room, or if you happen to be staying in like Airbnb or whatever, usually they have all that kind of stuff anyway. So I mean, it's even easier if you're going to like an Airbnb or something like that, because they standardly have a full kitchen for you to use. So bringing Epicure is a lot simpler for that. But if you are staying in a hotel, try to see if they have at least a kettle, fridge, microwave, that kind of thing, and you can make items. Yeah, correct. That's it. Thank you. I'm like, I don't know, the one pot, or the one serving things. So for me, I take our rectangular steamer, because standardly it's just me, and though this is just 1 to 2 people, I can make a lot of things in this. I can make my soup, I can make mac and cheese, I can make steamed vegetables, I can get a nice piece of fish and steam that up with some veggies, or a piece of chicken, or anything like that. So literally I can come home and make dinner in the hotel room and then go out, do whatever it is I need to do. Also, if I'm in the office, I can go use the microwave and that there as well. So again, I don't have to be I don't have to be eating at lunch either. I can make it right in the office. So the steamer is an awesome one. Another thing is the omelet maker, because again, I can make things like, actually the thing about both of these is that they're great for almost everything. So I can do overnight oatmeal, I can do my lunches, I can do my suppers, I can do pretty much anything I would need in this. And the same thing here. It's a little bit smaller obviously, but if you had compact, you could still actually do a piece of chicken and some veggies in here. Might have to do one at a time, but you can do it. I wouldn't recommend the mac and cheese because you do have to put water in here, but it's kind of, you're not a mac and cheese person, then it makes it easy. So that's that. And in traveling, the packages are pretty, flat, so they don't take up a lot of space these ways. So you can make yourself your own puddings. You just need some kind of container to mix it up in, which again, you can use your steamer for that. The mac and cheese. What else did I have here? Oh yeah, you get black beans and tomatoes, and you can make this in the microwave. There's quite a few things that you can take package-wise and do that. As for seasonings, I always take broth. I take chicken, but you can take the vegetable, the beef, or whatever. Because if anything, if they have a kettle, I can make myself a broth and easily put in some veggies and that in there, and it's pretty easy to do that. For desserts, again, I can do the same thing, or even breakfast. Summer berry is awesome to bring along to make myself either my yogurt in the morning or some oatmeal, like overnight oatmeal, and I can do that. Actually, what's perfect timing for this is that our customer special for August is the College 101. And it actually is perfect because, as I think I said yesterday or today, about how it's perfect for like 1 to 2 people. So if you're traveling, you can easily, you're standardly traveling by yourself if you're going to work or something. If you're not, you're traveling, maybe traveling with more, but I'm kind of thinking on my perspective of I'm 1 to 2 persons, I'm traveling, again, I got to cook for myself and I don't want to buy too much or anything like that. The recipes in here are broken down to 1 to 2, and all this stuff here is something I totally would have taken with me. So like the lemon dilly always comes with me, chicken broth, the summer berry, and the steamer. I'm not doing the CCB or the 3 onion, but I don't eat onions, so those don't come with me. But if you love onion, then those are my recommendations for you to take back, and of course the poco picante. So for example, you can easily make yourself up a smoothie. You can easily make yourself up overnight oatmeal or steamy oatmeal quickly in the morning for breakfast. Soup, you get yourself a jar. So again, perfect timing. The Host specials actually are insulated jar, but if you have one of these of your own, again, perfect. You can make yourself up a soup or something actually right inside of it, so if you don't have a lot of containers with you because you're traveling, keep it to 1 or 2 and a few seasonings, and you can actually make yourself up some great either snacks for lunch or full-out dinner and your breakfast. If you're traveling where you can actually bring food that you've made, then yes, snacks are great. Make your own little granola bars so that they're prepped and ready to go. You can make yourself some muffins and take a few of those with you. You can make them protein-wise and all that, and it's fine. If you're traveling where you can't really do all that, then keeping it simple, you can make it while you're there. So like overnight oatmeal, you can bring like the small packages of the quick oats. You can buy them when you're there. There is smaller packages, so you don't have to worry about buying a big container. Or if they have like a bulk barn or something like that where you're going, is great too. So kind of like it's doing your research before you leave. You know, where are you staying in your hotel? How far away is a grocery store? What kind of grocery store is it? Is there anything where you can get single servings of things, aka like some form of a bulk barn, that kind of idea? And you can make your items there. If you happen to have been seeing me lately, you may have been getting like sample packages from me. These are awesome for travel because again, they're tiny and they're basically like 1 serving of something. So, you know, the herb and garlic, the chicken broth, there's the fajita. I'll take a couple of these when I'm going, you know, and they'll last me 1 to 2 days depending on what I'm making. Like the fajita, probably would last me at least 2 days because I'm not making a full serving of something, just little individuals. There's the CCB, Asian stir fry. These are great. So if you happen to be if I'm your consultant, then just kind of hit me up one day and maybe buy a couple or get them added into your order. We also have single servings of our protein blend, which I can order myself if you're interested in that. And so this is how I travel with our protein powder. But there are other people who do the same thing. Arbonne also has single servings of their protein powder. So you could always easily grab that. I wouldn't recommend taking it out of the big container and traveling with it, white powder with no name. So get yourself some single servings of those type of things, protein powder and that. What else? Oh, don't forget your teas. I travel with all my teas. My turmeric and ginger comes with me for every night because that's my routine of having a turmeric and ginger or the digestive before I go to bed. So, you know, based on the amount of days you have, make sure you've got a couple of those, and yeah, and even your hibiscus or the blue butterfly. So, all right, any questions so far? You're welcome to post, or if you've got your own way of doing things, I'd love to hear it. But this is, in essence, how I do my travel to one, save time mostly, because I just don't want to have to go and deal with going into a restaurant and waiting for the food and all that kind of stuff, which means, you know, literally you got to get up earlier, although admittedly on the West Coast I'm up a lot earlier. But if you're traveling on vacation, that's not really, it might be something you want to do. You want to sit in a nice place, and that's great, but sometimes you're like, you're on a rush, you're getting on a tour, you're doing something, so quick breakfast in the morning and away you go. And I don't like fast food restaurants for breakfast. I'm not into the weird Egg McMuffins that they have at, like, for example, McDonald's or Tim Hortons or anything, because they're really dry and gross. No offense to anyone who likes them, but they just don't work for me. So I'll grab a coffee, but I want something with a little more substantial, so I can make my own smoothie usually. Putting the powder in and some juice or water or anything like that is usually enough for me. But so, if you can't do that, like I know some people who travel with individual bullet blenders. If you're into that, by all means, take one of those and blend it up. Standardly, it's a bit more than what I want to actually work with, so I'll just mix it up really quick with some berries. Maybe I'll buy some just some juice and then blend it that way. Otherwise, I make the oatmeal in the morning, or I have the coconut yogurt with the summer berry and some fruit, and that's kind of what I do for the breakfast. Lunches is just a mix. So I'm at the office, I'll make myself my soup, some vegetables, and so usually a lean protein. And so making my own personal pho in these containers, which is kind of my go-to thing. You don't have to do that. You can literally have some nice piece of chicken and some veggies, or if you're vegan or vegetarian, chickpeas, grab a can of chickpeas. That'll last you 1 to 2 meals, or however you want to look at it. And again, you can mix them up with your favorite seasonings, or you can steam them in here with some veggies and have your own meal that way. Another option is nourish bowls. So if you go the first day and grab some vegetables, chop them all up, you have a fridge, they all go in there, and you can cook your quinoa if you want, if you can get individual servings, or bring a bit of that with you, and then you can make your own nourish bowl. So you can do that while you travel. It's just, again, a little bit of prep. Maybe when you first arrive, organize your food, get yourself set up, and away you go. And then, as I said, that's dinners. If you're interested on actually what's all in the Cooking College 101 Easy Meals, it says dorm, but to me that's basically anybody who's cooking for 1 to 2 people. I recommend only getting this kit. If you spend $60, you get the whole thing for $40, so it's a pretty good deal. And it does come with a steamer, and this is exclusive only to the kit. So if you want that, you need the rest of it. And all the other stuff on there is pretty awesome to use. So lemon dilly and the chicken broth and the summer berry. Okay, I think I run through everything. Does anyone have do you have any questions or anything? I'd love to hear them. Not directly, but I know there's something that you can't have in there, so you are welcome to swap with me. I can give you something. We can swap the lemon dilly out for you. And is that it that you need out of there? Yeah, I can totally swap out for you, in essence. The kit will come as it is, and then I'll just have to see you, and then we can swap or something like that, knowing that there's a few items that you can't have in there. Sorry, I'm still coughing. Not particularly happy with that. Well, anyway, I have lots of things that I kind of do. It's about trial and error for me. So what I've tried, what's worked, what hasn't worked. It is doable. These steamers are amazing. You can take the bigger ones too if it's a larger family and you can travel more. If you're traveling light, also don't put these or these in your carry-on because they're considered a liquid. So make sure they're in your check-in bag, or in essence, make sure you have small ones of them, like the little samples, and then you'll be okay with the samples, but not okay with the large jars. Because I just see something inside the jar and it's considered a liquid, so don't do that. But if you have a check-in, I can usually put in the summer berry and my chocolate pudding, and it all kind of fits in there, right? So I can put it all in there, and then this will not break while it's traveling in my suitcase. So you can make it work that way. Yeah, so I'll just keep going. Yeah, yep. Yeah, we've, the scan doesn't notice the difference. They just see glass and it's filled with seasoning. So for them, it's a liquid. So, and since these are 64 grams, 2.3 ounces, definitely not something that you can take in your carry-on. So make sure it's in your check-in, sorry. Note too also is that August 1st is today, and this just came out, which is our vault list. What happens in August, what happens in August is certain things go into the vault due to the fact that September 1st, our new season starts, which is our fall and winter. So things come out like Thanksgiving things, Christmas things, you know, more of the hearty type food. And then all the summer things, so the glazes and the burgers and what else we got here? Summer type items like our meadow skewers, 3-in-1 burger press, that kind of stuff goes into the vault until the next spring summer season. So next year we'll have that. So if there's anything on the list in the current catalog, wow, I can talk today. Current catalog, make sure you grab them as soon as you can, because things do sell out. And then they restock the next thing, or they're gone completely, because they do that a lot where things maybe weren't going so well, or we're trying to streamline with the US and Canada now that as of August 20th we'll be able to sell to the US. Consultants in the US and Canadian consultants will be able to do that. It means that we're trying to blend the two catalogs, so they have a much more simplified version. We're going in that direction, which means certain things are going that weren't you know, jumping off the shelf. Things like, funnily enough, the sesame crunch topper is going. The shish kebab seasoning is leaving. The sun-kissed tomato dip is going away. The tapenade seasoning, the Thai green curry seasoning is going as well, and so is the vanilla bean instant pudding mix is leaving. And so if you would love the vanilla bean pudding or the Thai green curry, I recommend you grab those as soon as possible before they go. Also, our chili seasoning is leaving as well. So there are a few things that are leaving the catalog altogether. So if there was anything you really loved, I recommend you getting it. Otherwise, the seasonal items, as I said, like any of the new smoky sriracha sea salt blends, the sweet and spicy organic mustard, or the organic honey mustard, those are going. Hibiscus tea, and so is the blue butterfly tea will be going into the vault as well. So there's lots of things going into the vault, so grab what you can before they go. Okay, well, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions, you're welcome to post here. You're welcome just to message me individually, and I can just answer your question. If you need more of a one-on-one, you have a lot of questions about meal prepping and planning and how to work all that, I do offer a 20-minute free consultation to talk about how I can kind of work with you and help you out with that. Otherwise, you can always just go right into it and enjoy my meal plan program, and where I actually send you a weekly meal plan with all the grocery lists and recipes and swapping ideas and videos and all that, and you can do that as well. So if you want to talk about anything about that, or you want more information, or would love to have the one-on-one, feel free to message me. Otherwise, have a wonderful Thursday night, and in a few days, I will be speaking to you from our Epicure conference in Las Vegas. So as of Tuesday, I will be there, and my lives will be coming straight from Las Vegas on the fly. So have a beautiful night. Bye, everyone. Have a good night, Aja.